The BMW 3 Series has ruled the compact part of the mid-sized executive segment for more than 40 years, and the company's hopes are high for this 7th generation version. It's smarter, slightly larger, more efficient, and considerably higher tech. All the things you'd expect, really. Something else you'd expect from this model is rear-wheel drive handling purity. It doesn't disappoint in that regard either.
Much is familiar here. A front-engine, rear-wheel drive formula with near-perfect 50-50 weight distribution has defined the 3 Series to date, and this 7th generation model doesn't deviate too far from that script. But also, much is different. The company's xDrive four-wheel drive system is more widely available across the setup, and BMW's engineers were given permission to add more of a sporting edge to this G20 design, being aided in that quest by this Mark 7 model line's adoption of the aluminium-rich cluster architecture platform, these days used by the brand's larger models. This has provided a platform that's 25% stiffer, and it's been a major contributor to weight savings over the previous F30 series model of up to 55 kilos. From this optimum starting point, the development team then added in a whole range of handling updates, with the most significant addition being the special so-called lift-related dampers. These clever shock absorbers incorporate structures that provide extra damping at the extremes of wheel travel and are standard on all models, allowing quite a firm sporting setup to be adopted, but also one able to deliver a fluent ride over tarmac imperfections. Thanks to that, this car is able to combine a setup for Silverstone with something that works equally well on the North Circular. Upgraded 4-cylinder 2-litre engines from BMW's Efficient Dynamics family are used across the power plant range, which kicks off for petrol people with the 184 horsepower 320i. The same unit additionally features in the 330e plug-in hybrid model, plus it's also used in uprated 258 horsepower guys in the brawnier 330i. If you want 6 cylinders, you'll need the 374 horsepower engine of the rare M340i. Plus, there's the full-fat M3 road burner, which can now put out as much as 510 horsepower. The diesel lineup kicks off with the 150 horsepower 318D, but most buyers prefer the 190 horsepower 320D derivative we're trying here, which slots into the range just below the 265 horsepower 6-cylinder 330D. The brand's xDrive four-wheel drive system is optional on the 320i, the 320D and the 330D, and you have to have it on the M340i and the M3. A new generation 6-speed manual gearbox is available, though only on the 318D and the 320D diesel variants. Most buyers of these models, though, will want to pay extra for the 8-speed auto gearbox that's mandatory with all the other engines. Efficiency is class-leading, a rear-driven saloon version of this 320D capable of up to 56.5 mpg on the WLTP combined cycle and 115 grams per kilometre of NEDC-rated CO2. So what have we here? A 3 Series, certainly, but one that's clearly evolved both in style and size. This G20 series 7th generation design is 85mm longer and 16mm wider than its predecessor, and features a nose section dominated by a larger and much more imposing take on this car's familiar broad-framed kidney grille. From the side, you get a better feel for the extra 41mm of wheelbase that's been added in this time round. And there's a cleaner, more modern look at the rear too, where surface contours flow into slim LED tail lamps, now featuring darkened lenses. OK, let's take a seat up front, where for the first time in a 3 Series, you're guaranteed the feel of a proper luxury car, even in the lower echelons of the range, surrounded as you are by widescreen, chrome-garnished, expensively elegant cabin architecture. The media features will obviously be quite a talking point. This M Sport trimmed model gets the full live cockpit professional package, which gives you a 12.3-inch virtual instrument binnacle screen and a 10.25-inch centre dash iDrive monitor. There's some clever stuff incorporated into this pricier setup, including gesture control and what BMW calls an intelligent personal assistant, which works a bit like the Siri or Google Assistant systems you might use on your phone and is there to answer questions you can voice to the car as you drive it. Even the lesser Live Cockpit Plus media package gives you quite a lot, including Apple CarPlay, smartphone mirroring, though you can only get that for a year before you have to pay for it. Many of the various connected drive digital services are also life limited before becoming chargeable. Finding the ideal driving position is easy. The redesigned seats are very comfortable and standard features like a rear view camera and a park assist auto parking system make town driving easier too. Okay, time to take a seat in the rear. Inside, sure enough, there's certainly more room to stretch out than was the case with the previous F30 Generation 3 Series model, the distance between the front and rear seats having been extended by 11mm. There's slightly more headroom than before too, and BMW says that this cabin's now wide enough to take 3 child seats side by side, though only the 2 outside positions come with ISOFIX attachment points. You certainly get the kind of premium luxury feel you'd expect from the class above, particularly in a highly specified variant like this one, with classy stitched door card finishing and smart blue M flashing on the seatbelts. Finally, let's take a look out back. The revealed trunk space on this sedan is the same size as it was before, 480 litres. The Touring Estate version serves up 500 litres, which is 5 litres more than the previous generation model, thanks to a 112mm increase in cargo area width. At last, we're back to the kind of car that BMW is best at making. We understand why the company has to make SUVs, people carriers and electric vehicles, but it'll lose its soul if it ever stops making models like this one. The most recent previous generation 3 Series designs have dabbled with conformity, but this G20 version reasserts this Bavarian maker's dynamic dominance in the mid-sized sports saloon segment. No other rival serves up as deliciously rich a driving experience as this. Over the years, the 3 Series has changed a lot about the way we buy cars in this class, continually forcing its rivals to play catch-up. And this one's no different. As you were, people.